Is there anything that you want to share that maybe hasn't been said yet about the map, its importance, maybe timelines on when we could expect something, that sort of deal?
Yeah, I guess I could comment a bit on it. So basically, we have 3 main areas that has sub-cities, and we are building imagine a old school map, like almost like a pirate map, right? And then you have a grid system over it, and then you can click into each city on the map, and then that city will go full screen, right? And then you have again all of the tiles, the squares inside of that city, and you will see all of the businesses are already pre-located on the map. And then what will happen is that users will fight over control of that's basically being able to control these businesses, because if you own the tiles around that business, you are increasing the inflation rate that business will pay you when there's activity on it. But if you only own half of them, maybe another family owns some of them, it decreases the effectiveness of that given shop item. Um, Obviously, that can't be done for all items, such as the roulette. It really doesn't care about it, right? If someone loses, they lose. So, but it can still take a fee. So if you have no tiles, let's say that around the roulette, maybe your profit margin drops in the game. So we are building out this very visual way of seeing all of the families and also the alliances through colors and logos and the map. And then each family member can actually possess different geometric sizes and slots for the family. So all of those members together combine the entire family square, right? Um, so I think it will really gamify. It will make this strategy game scenario where people will be conquering different positions, and they will be deciding who they're attacking based on that map and who owns what slots in each city as well. So it will be a good feature to give people something visual on the family and player aspect, I think.
Sure, and that's where Alliance is going to come in. So that way, those hex tiles that are basically, for those that don't know, most Civ games or board games have hexagonal tiles because you can go in all different directions. So those hexagonal tiles with alliances will combine together based on the amount of items socketing that you have in those locations, right?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Oh, I apologize, and I speak really fast as well. So hex tiles, so like just the nodes that you have, if you're having geometric ownership of a particular swath of, let's just say, a city or a sub-district or all the rest of that, alliances will combine those allocations of those subtiles together into one unified family or one unified use case in between the resources of those pools.
I'm not sure if there was a question in between there, but yes, you have the general idea of what's going to happen, where both the alliance but also the individual family itself, you can see how they are working together across the entire, across the sea to Italy, right, or across the sea to South America and that kind of stuff. So we are trying to really just both gamify the conquering of the game, right? But also visualizing at the same time who is where, what is within reach for us to actually take. Which route should we prioritize conquering? Should our family move this way, north, south, east, or west? And then all these things. And I think that making the right decisions on this, how this works, could be quite important for kind of the longevity of the game in some ways.
Yeah, and that same recompense between like having, let's say, a roulette table or a slot machine on a different continent where you're only getting 50% payout, but you owe 100% of the debt due from that particular tile allocation.
Yeah, there's there's a lot of stuff you can do with something like this, and honestly, I don't want to reveal too much because I want it to be like I wanted to be revealed together with the update, right? Instead of this through here. So I don't think I can go too deep into our decisions on how are you going to acquire them, and how can you potentially lose it? Does it cost something? Who can get it? What are the benefits? All of these things, I think we should probably have to wait and see, because
of course.
Yeah.
No, and I'm not trying to peep. I'm just like asking what you want to share now, and the reason why I think about it is just from my experience.
Well,
So
you can try all you want. It's completely okay, because
I'm not asking anything. I'm not asking anything. It's more or less just thinking about the thought process. And I think that that's what's really interesting about GameFi is instead of just looking at a chart, there's so many other variables that you actually take into consideration just in life. So many other variables that you can use and deploy and compound together. And that's why it's really fantastic that you're doing it component by component, how you do that kind of stuff and how that iteration of the story kind of gets evolved.
Yeah, and in one particular kind of relevant yet tangent subject I want to bring up is the well, to go back to the beginning, inflating via the crates, especially with the business assets, was awesome. Was very interesting way to get those items out there, because as you know, there's a very large family sitting at the number one position that if they had all the funds that they had, they could have simply just bought up all of the businesses in their hometown of Chicago. But as it sits currently, the number one family in Chicago does not own the number one asset, which is the Bullet Factory in Chicago. In fact, I'm the current owner of said NFT. So
that hurts, I think.
Well,
a lot.
The curious part is, like, should they be, should they be contacting other families, or any family be contacting other families to try to offer some sort of OTC trade, or trade of businesses in said territories? Or is it more powerful to walk into the game at launch knowing that you have the leverage?
Well, at this, I don't necessarily have the answer, right? Because I can't predict what. Maybe Archie is just gonna go all in and literally just suiciding until he gets it, right? He could start from account 20 and down, and then just go upwards until he gets it. But I would hope that he's smarter than that. But I think that obviously that's a issue for them, because that would be the most profitable item for them to control, and that would obviously help them down the road control the vault. So they would want that, and that would probably be one of their main objectives to get it. And I think from your perspective, the interesting part will be, are you able to hold on to it? Are you gonna get something out of it, or is it actually going to become like a Achilles heel for you, because now you are like their number one target, right? So there could be many aspects of how you could play that card, but I think initially shooting it from you will be extremely expensive, and they would have like it would take some time before it has paid for itself, right?